All righty, we are live. All righty, let me go to the page. All right, so we're there. Okay, so I am going to Okay. Come on in, people. Okay, let's see. Come on in, guys. We're waiting at least 30 more seconds before we start. Okay. I tried to tag you. Do you have the privacy on there saying?
I think I do. As soon as you said, I thought about it. So I think I got the privacy thing on there.
Okay.
But I know I'll be able to, still promote it on there. I
Oh, I
can't
see.
believe I forgot to do that. Take that off.
It's okay. Do you want to? Are you able to readjust your phone and allow it?
I
Or
I
don't
don't
you?
think so.
You want
Yeah,
to?
girl, I ain't gonna take that. Listen, I might not come back.
No, no, don't touch it. Then don't touch it.
Right, right. Listen.
Perfect, perfect. All right, guys, come on in.
They be like, where'd she go? This was getting good. She did.
Oh my God.
Honey.
Oh, you know what I can possibly do? Let me see something real quick before we get started.
Okay.
Yeah, so while we're waiting, I'm gonna play our little promo video. Hi, my name is Megan Pinckney, and I'm founder and CEO of Joseph's Ministry LLC. Here at Joseph's Ministry, we provide 3 areas of service: book publishing, business startup, and website design. Our goal and our sole mission is to take individuals and businesses to their next level. We desire that when you hire Joseph's Ministry, you will receive your deliverables and support in a manner that directly reflects our 4 core values. Our core values are integrity, teamwork, consistency, and courage. I've incorporated my very own personal experiences and lessons learned throughout each area of service that we provide. Therefore, all of our clients will receive a more enjoyable process. We believe that we are not just called to business, but we're also called to ministry. Through our grant foundation, we provide funding and partnership with faith-based organizations to help them with their community development projects, educational seminars, as well as building growth projects. If you've heard anything today that sparks your interest and you want to work with Joseph's Ministry, contact us today by visiting our website at www.josephsministryllc.com.
All
Awesome.
right now. Come on, promo video. Yes.
No, we're trying to do a little something.
Hey, you doing it, girl.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Megan Pinckney, and I am founder and CEO of Joseph's Ministry LLC. And I am here, and I have the honor to introduce and to interview our new client and new author, Miss Toya Forbes.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. You.
Welcome, Toya. How are you?
I am wonderful, girl.
Good. So glad to have you here today. But before we get started with the actual interview, I want you to do an introduction about who you are for those of people out there watching, even live or on the replay, to want to get to know who the author is a little bit more. So tell us about who you are and some of the awesome things that you have going on right now.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I am Toya Forbes. I am Vice President of Forbes Entertainment. It's a company with my husband, Joshua Forbes. And I am a comedian. I am a singer. I'm an actress. I'm a life coach. I'm certified as a life coach and a life coach trainer. And now I am a new author. Y'all, I'm so excited. There you go, y'all. There you go. Listen, baby.
Man, Toya, thank you so much. So now the interview. So how
Yes.
long did it take you to go from the thought of writing a book to here we are today? Tell me that process from your own perspective, because I know
Listen.
a lot of people out there that want to write a book and just apprehensive about the whole process. But how was your process to get to this?
My process actually, I went away to a prayer cabin, like a 3-day shut-in, to finish another book. And honest to God, God gave me this book. So I literally wrote this book in like 3 days. But come on, y'all, it took me 3 years to get here. Do you hear what I said? Come on, Jesus. So yes,
Wow.
I wrote the book in 3 days. But do you know, couple things. Obviously, it wasn't timing. This is the perfect timing for this book to come out. With this perfect company. I so love you guys. You guys are amazing. So God knew that. But if I can be very transparent, I wasn't ready at that time 3 years ago. A level of maturity, of the responsibility of being an author, the responsibility of writing, and having something to talk about, something that will be relatable and valid, and to minister it, right? So I feel like I needed to be with this company at this time, and I needed to be at a place of maturity to be able to present myself to the world at this manner, what I mean, with this type of project. So I feel like even though it took me 3 days, y'all, Jesus knew. 11-day journey turned to 40 years. Come on now.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. And it's so interesting because everybody's journey is so different.
Yes.
But just like you said, timing is everything.
Everything.
Timing is everything, from who's going to be in a position to receive the book, where they are. So it's not necessarily just about you as the author and the writer, but about your audience as well.
Yes.
So, and sometimes the Lord will delay what seems like a delay to make you in such a prominent position to get it to even more people than before. So all those things play into it. So, so the name of your book is The African Dancer, right? So are you a dancer?
Girl, nah.
Listen. I know that. But how does that play into this book? So this is a fictional book.
Yes.
So tell people about why this story, what the story is about, and your heart.
Well, I am not a dancer. I named that I was an actress, a singer, comedian. I did not name dancer, right? Now, those who know my husband, Mr. Joshua Forbes, now he is a dancer. Right. So, you would think if I'm writing a book similar to my story or something of that nature, it would be possibly African singer, right? But it is African dancer. And to be completely transparent and honest about it, I feel like literally the Lord, again, I went off to a 3-day retreat for myself to finish up on another book, and God literally gave me this book. And I was just writing and writing and writing. I mean, y'all, I was writing so fast it was ridiculous. And I feel like I do believe, and I pray one day I meet the person. I believe I wrote about somebody for real in real life, because the girl sings too real. It gets real. And so, but I do feel that my story is parallel to some of the things that Kibibi, in the book, her nickname is Kay, went through. So I will say I can relate to her in some instance of the book. I'm like, whoa, I've been there. Oh, wow, that's happened to me, but it was literally a God thing. But every woman understands about having a dream. We dream about being successful. We dream about, doing what God is passionate in our heart to do, and to see ourselves, be there and, commit to that. So I think everybody can relate to that per se of
Right.
what Kibia, what Kay went through in her journey.
Wow. So being your publisher and your editor and just reading it several times, I can honestly say that this does not read as someone, this is their first book, as if this was your first book. It
Wow.
seems very professional. I have to tell you guys who are listening, it gets real raw. Okay. So but it's a really good
Yeah.
storyline,
Yeah.
very relatable for a lot of
Yeah.
people. So I know you just, made those comments, but do you think like subconsciously, Kay or the main actor or the character, had kind of just portrayed a little bit of your story,
Yeah.
more than you thought? Or it was kind of like, man, this could be like me, minus the dancing part, but
Right. Listen, seriously. When you guys read it, again, I said the Lord gave it to me.
yeah,
So so when you read it, okay, Toya, God gave it to me, and it does get real and raw. But I
right,
believe the Lord wanted me to write it the way He gave it to me, because
yeah,
He gave it to me in 3 days. I
yeah,
will say, definitely, I can relate to Kibia's story in a lot of areas, things that happened to me personally, and to be able to write her story and see myself like
yeah,
Jesus. Okay, that happened to me. This is what I've dealt with. This is what I'm dealing with or whatever. I
right,
feel like definitely it's one of those things where even when you watch a movie or watch a television show, you see a character, you're like, oh my God, like that's what I went through. Who was in the room, who seen that,
right.
to put that on, so definitely. And I believe I'm not the only person that's going to say that or feel that, you
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
and how we have to kind of be strong. There's areas where, she just kind of went through something and had to kind of just push herself back into her passion.
Right.
Like, where was the healing? And I've been there.
Wow.
I didn't have time to deal with it. I had to keep going, you
Right.
know.
Right.
But again, you see later on in the story where it catches up with her.
Right.
And so it gets real, y'all. It gets real.
Wow. With all that being said, who do you believe your target audience is? Who did you write this book for?
I definitely wrote this book. That's a great question. I wrote it for all my sisters, all the women. I believe this is a great book for you guys from ages, and I would say from a teenager to your 60s. I think even 70s. Come on now. You could see yourself. I wouldn't suggest any younger than a teenager.
Yeah.
But I believe that the journey of her life, you meet Kay, Kibia, you meet her when she's around 9ish, and you see her towards the end of the story in her around mid 40s.
Yeah.
So it takes you on a journey with her life,
Yeah.
and I believe as an older person in my 40s, being 42 years fine, 42 years young. Um, we can see where in her story where we need to start giving back to the community, to other younger girls, mentoring women that's younger than us, so they don't make certain mistakes or go through some of the things that we went through. But then you see her in her teenage years, her early 20s, man, she's on fire. She has a passion and a dream, and baby, she going for it. And it will inspire you. So I feel like it's a great read for that age demographic, that they will get something out of it, and it'd be very inspiring.
Perfect. Perfect. So, what do you want your target audience to get out of the book? Is it just
Um,
dancing, or what do you
yeah,
want them to get? What's the main message, I guess?
I think the main message is, don't give up on yourself. There's a lot of things that we go through that we can quit. And you'll see in the story, she did quit for a little bit,
Yeah.
but get back up.
Yeah.
And she got back up, get back up. It might not be the way you thought it was going to be, but you could still have a beautiful ending in a
Right.
different way. I think sometimes we get stuck of wanting it to be one way in
Mhm.
our heads, that we can't see the design of all that God is doing. You know, and I almost said too much, so but you see, but in the end of the book, you'll see how perfectly the will of God came in her life, and how she was able to be a blessing to another young girl. And I feel like, you know, number one, know that you're loved. You know, things that happen to you are not your fault. Forgive yourself, forgive those people, and keep pushing. You know, don't give up. There's still so much that God wants you to do at any and every age. Here I am, 42 years young, and I'm, you know, a first-time author, right? Who would have thought? So, you know, I can learn from Kibibi, you know, and what she went through towards the end, and how she was able to continue to move forward. So I think that's the biggest thing. Don't give up on you. You know, you got people that need you. Someone needed Kibibi. And he destroyed. Someone needed her to be in position, you know, to take them to the next level. And that's still the plan and the will of God. Yeah.
Right. It makes me think about Romans 8:28, how all things work together for her to be that example for the prodigy coming up.
Yes.
Her. But it worked out, and it's all about perspective, right?
That's it.
How you view your situation, and just saying, hey, I'm going to use this. Somebody gonna benefit from it.
Listen, and if we, you know what, if we can be honest, you know, I mean, that's my story. I know it's a lot of other women's story. You know, I would have thought that when I first graduated college, here I got 3 college degrees, and I got married, you know, right after college, and had 3 beautiful babies. And, you know, we were doing ministry together. We did all these different things together. I would have never thought that later on those years that I would be divorced, that I would not always be around my children on a regular basis, that I'd be even getting remarried, that I wouldn't even be doing. I went to school and got 3 college degrees. I'm doing something so opposite of what I went to school for, you know, but God is faithful. And even though in my head, I pictured myself in a different place and, you know, living a different type of life, but I'm living the best life that God designed for me to live.
Right.
And that's okay. And I'm making the best out of it. You know, are there some things that you like, man, I wish I'd have did that different thing. If I could redo that over, you know what I mean? We all have that. But you know what? The God honest truth, if I hadn't went through that, come on now. If I had to do a redo, would I still be the woman that I am right now? See, that's the part we forget, because all that would change.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like I think that story talks and speaks to that, you know. And like you said, knowing God has a perfect plan. Everything is working together for our good. It really is.
It is. It really, really is. And who's to say, and I always tell our clients this, but who's to say just you being on this interview and just putting out that you wrote your first book at your age, which is not old, but at this age and stage in your life, and to see all the things that you've been through, it will encourage other people to say, hey, you know what, it's not too late. And this is not even about the book itself, but just the whole process and the point.
Yes.
Say, hey, you know what, if Toya can do it, I know I can do it too, because
that's
I know
right.
story to say, or I know I have something to give the world and leave a legacy in the form of book writing and things like that. So just you're being obedient, regardless of it was later, 10 years later, 15, whatever. But you're here now, and I believe that it's going to spark the faith in people, men and women alike, to get moving on their purpose and their journey.
That's it.
They need to get moving. So
yes, they do.
Yes, I do believe that.
Yeah, it's the truth.
It is.
Yeah. And let me tell you guys about this amazing woman. I know this is about me, but you know, I love to share the spotlight. You know, I feel like you know, being in her company and with all of her staff, they literally pushed me and encouraged me and supported me through this journey. It's a very vulnerable thing, putting yourself out there. Okay, did you know, is it too much? Is it good enough? You know, and they're like, you good, you're fine. You're right. We got it. Okay, let's get this done now. You need that. And I tell you, and it wasn't like in your face, get it done, but it was like, come on.
Yeah.
You're on a timeline. God needs you to get this, and then and praying over the project and praying with me. Y'all, it don't get no better than this. And I'm not just boosting her or because she's my friend and all that, but God led me to her company. And she's producing so many new authors, so many books are coming through this amazing company. You guys contact her. Get ready for 2022, but contact her even before 2022. Get in the book. Say, God, I heard it. I heard you. I'm listening to Toya right now. I'm going to make an appointment. If the appointment don't come up to January or February 2020, get in there. Because I do believe, like she said, there's other people that have stories brewing on the inside of them, whether it be their own testimony, whether it be a fictional book like I wrote, whatever. There's something that you need to say. That's something that needs to come from you. So I feel like I said, God knew this was the time in the season, and this is the company that I was supposed to be connected to. So I'm super excited, and this is just the first book, y'all, with a company. Don't get it twisted. I'm staying with it, y'all. I got 3 more to do, But but it feels good to be a part of this team and it almost a family. Where I feel like I'm just not a number, just another. Okay, let's push this through. No, man. So I definitely encourage you guys, if you have something in your heart, please reach out to her. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yes, but of course, it's the truth, girl. I can only speak the truth.
I'm with you. So you spoke about some books coming afterwards, but before I get to that,
yes.
What's your vision for this book? How
y'all,
I see you got your African attire.
You see me?
What's going on? What's the vision?
Listen, y'all, this vision, it's always bigger than you. That's when you know it's really God.
Absolutely.
And he said, it doesn't stop with the book. That's the first thing, pushing the book out. But you guys, eventually this book will turn into a production stage play. Y'all know I'm an actress. Y'all know my husband is a dancer. Come on, you put us both together, baby. Listen. Right. So, this is going to be a big thing, because I feel like you read the book and it takes you there, and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I know this person, I know these characters. But now to see them, I'm just to bring them to life. Okay. From 9 years old, from when she started to baby towards the end, when she's in her mid-40s, you're going to see Kibibi K's life on stage, and the characters that you're reading about, you're going to see them on a live stage production. I am super ecstatic about that. Wow. I first need to get the book done first, Wow. But I'm telling you, Forbes Entertainment is, I produced the book. Forbes Entertainment is going to also produce the stage production, the production play. So, and under the direction of Mr. Forbes and Forbes Dance. So it's going to be, y'all, it's going to be a thing, I'm going to have my little African stuff and have my auditions. And then I will be doing a book release party. I'm looking at February, and I'm contacting some locations now. And I got to put it together, y'all. So it'll be a place where if you want a signed copy from me, I'll have the books and stuff there, and we'll go from there. And it's gonna be an event. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about what God is doing and what He's doing with this particular book, because literally it's bigger than me. And anything God gives you is bigger than you. Because again, that's not the book that I was supposed to be finishing. Real talk. I went there to finish another book, and God gave this book to, and He starts saying, yep, you're going to do this. So I'm like, Jesus, I'm going to do all that. I'm going to do this, so
I'm speechless. I had no idea. So guys, you're hearing it here first, right here on this interview. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I can definitely see how this is going to be amazing, because just reading the book, it brings the characters to life. So to actually see characters and say, oh my goodness, this is that person. Oh, that's, I mean, because you kind of start envisioning how people look, all kinds
Yes.
of stuff, as visual people. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, just let me know, what part the publisher pays in the role of the.
Come on, I got you.
I'm just thinking.
Listen, I got you. You might make your debut in acting, honey. You might be an actor.
We'll see.
Hey.
I'm gonna be there to support you guys, because I think everything that you guys do is phenomenal. And I've been to your plays in the past, and I mean, it's amazing. So you guys are definitely in for a treat. Like I stated at the top of this interview, I'm telling you, this is not the type of writing, in my opinion, that a first-time writer would write. I mean, it is very professional and very blown away. Just how she wrote it, and the very graphic, and the description, and the emotions and everything in it really makes you feel a part of the story. Just like she said, speaking to those who are interested in writing the book and kind of her journey. Just like a lot of people that come to us, first time authors or maybe not, when people come to us, just like you said, you feel exposed, you feel almost right, for someone to read your words, and it's like, are they going to like it? Is it going to be trash? Whatever. But here at Joseph's Ministry, I'm been an author myself. I totally understand the process, and we never want to make anybody feel like they can't write, because that's not true. Because if God gave you something to write, you're a writer. Regardless of what anybody says or how they feel about it, you are a writer. So our job is to make sure it is up to par, up to excellence for production, not to tear anybody down and says, hey, sorry, this is not good, nobody's going to buy it. We don't believe that. We believe everything that we put our hands to do, it shall prosper. So we believe this book and the books to come shall the plays, the movies, the everything, to prosper, because it definitely will encourage so many people. So excited, so excited. So I don't know if you want to touch very briefly about the other books coming, or you just kind of want to leave that for people to kind of wait and see.
I just wanted to put it out there that it's when you get your first taste of writing, and you find a publishing company that you feel a part of and feel comfortable with, you're going to start seeing a lot of times it's not just one book. There's other things that God have for you. And, I have the book that I was supposed to finish, I keep talking about, was supposed to go finish. That's the second book that's going to come out. And that's about my story personally. And that's going to come out in volumes. And that would turn into eventually a movie. But I feel like this book is so special, though. And even when I asked you about it, I said, what do you think? She said, yeah, this book got to come out first.
Absolutely.
And so, and I'm excited about it coming out first, because I think as this book comes out first, and I can relate, because it's not my story, but I can relate to the story in some areas of her life, that I feel okay at the next book talking about me.
Yeah, gotcha.
If that makes sense. It's almost like getting your feet wet, and just seeing, and just really looking at her life, Kibia's life, her being a character, but I'm inspired by what she accomplished at the end. That I can keep going. I might not accomplish everything that I put out to accomplish, but I'm definitely going to leave a legacy. And I'm definitely going to be able to inspire younger girls and younger women, and teach them lessons, or help them with things that I've been through that they don't have to go through or muffle through. So I definitely can relate to Kibia in that sense. To where I can keep going, but I have some other projects, y'all. I got 3 more books, and that's just I'm not telling the names of them, but I'm super excited because, again, I feel like I found my place. I found my home with this amazing company, with Megan and her awesome staff, that I feel comfortable, because first of all, you have to be at a good place where you can write freely, where there's no judgment, so I feel like I can freely finish the rest of these projects that have been put in my heart, and have a great staff supporting me and encouraging me through each process, because I know each process is going to be different. I know the next process that's going to be about my life is going to be like, oh, Jesus, here we go, you know. So, but I know it's going to be great. So I just encourage you guys, definitely, whatever God's put in your heart, to, as far as writing per se, contact this company, you know, allow them to walk you through that process. And I'm pretty sure, it won't be your first book. It won't be just one book, number one. No. I believe there's a lot of people that got several books on the inside of them. They just gotta have a safe place to be able to birth them. Yeah.
Wow. And let us do that here.
Come on.
Absolutely. So how can people, so you're still in your pre-ordering stage for your book now. So where can people go to find the book, pre-order it so they can get the signed copy and all that good stuff?
Yes. So you definitely go to our website, which is ForbesEntertainment.com. You're going to scroll down and you're going to see it. You can pre-order the copy. If you guys are out of town, obviously you have to pay for the shipping. But if you are in town and you want to pre-order the copy, because I'm going to have when I do my book release party, I'll be able to have all the copies there that those who pre-order to be able to sign an autographed copy for you. If you are going to be here in town and you're like, Toya, I can't wait for your release party in February. I want to come, but I want my book, but I want to come and get my book. I want you, when you go into my ForbesEntertainment.com and you pre-order, it's going to tell you, put in a code or a coupon. What I want you to do is put Forbes 1. And if you put Forbes 1, that lets me know that you're going to be in town around February to pick up that copy. And I will give you the location and have the flyer made and all that good stuff of when you'll be able to come pick it up and celebrate with me in live and in person. So Forbes 1 is what you put in, and that lets me know. And when you put that in, it'll be just the $10. Even, that's it. But if you're out of town or, you don't know what you're going to be doing in February, which is fine. I'm not even mad at you. Just get the book. Go ahead and just pre-order it and you'll pay for the shipping and I'll get it shipped to you and all that. And that'll be just fine as well too.
Perfect. I love you. I love the organization. So guys, I put the code in the chat. So you heard the instructions. Go to her website.
Yes.
If you're going to be in town, use the code, all that good stuff. I'm excited for people to get their hands on this book and really read it, love on you in the process and just kind of celebrate everything that God has given you in this season for this book. I'm super excited for you. So how can people follow you on social media and get in contact with you for other projects?
Most definitely. You guys can hit me up on Instagram, Toya _Forbes. And then on Facebook, Toya Forbes. Definitely follow our Facebook business page, which is Forbes Entertainment. And then check us out on our website, ForbesEntertainment.com. Come on now. So those are the ways that you can follow me. Keep up with me to see what I got going with what's next on my plate. I'm super excited, y'all, about the next step of this book and the project, which is the book release party. Definitely, it's African dancer. So that theme is going to be African. So I already got my little African attire already together. So if y'all want to be coming with your African stuff, this gives you enough time to order something or go buy something.
Right.
But it's going to be a phenomenal celebration. I have my amazing husband who's going to host the event, Mr. Joshua Forbes himself. I have my brother who is a DJ. He's going to be DJing for me. He has his own company, Nexus Production. And I have some African dancers. I can't do a African dancer without having some African dancers. Come on now.
Right.
It's gonna be really cool. I felt February is a perfect month, Black History Month. It's celebrating our heritage, celebrating our culture, artists. Because I am an artist. I'm just happen not to be a dancer, but I am an artist. So it's going to be an awesome time, y'all. I'm super excited about what God is doing for 2022. So, and with this project.
Awesome. So glad to hear. Well, guys, I hope you were encouraged on this afternoon with everything that you've heard about the African dancer and everything that Toya has coming up for the near future. If you yourself are so encouraged and you say, you know what, it's time. It's time for me to go ahead and step forward and get these books out of me. Contact us. I want you to contact us
Yes.
today. You can follow this page, Joseph's Ministry Consulting Group page here on Facebook, or you can just simply go to our website at josephsministryllc.com. You can schedule a consultation call, a free consultation call with us, 30 minutes to discuss your project, and we can literally get started from there. We want to work with you. We want to help people move forward in their purpose, to the next level in their purpose. So contact us today so we can get started and start off 2022 right and have things rolling right.
Yeah, that part.
I'm telling you. But Toya, thank you so much, my friend, for joining us.
Thank you
for this book and everything that you have coming out of this book. We believe that it's going to be a great success. We will be there, front row, supporting you and everything that you do. Super proud of you. So are there any last minute words that you want to leave with the people before we end tonight?
Get the book. Go get this book. I'm telling you, it's one of those things where it's a great read. You're going to be encouraged. You're going to be inspired. You might see yourself in that book for real. And celebrate with me, celebrate what we are accomplishing together. I think that's huge. A lot of times, people release things and we're like, oh, that's good. Congratulations. And we're not purchasing, we're not buying, but let's celebrate one another. Because when you do that, you're sowing seed. It's a blessing. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. I really do. I really, really do. So be encouraged. Know that it's not the end for you. It's just the beginning. I'm encouraged every day that it's still so much life left to live. There's still so much that God has for me. And for me to be in purpose is everything. And I think that's exactly the thing that God wants you to do. Be in purpose. Know that it's just beginning. God has so much in store for you, and it's getting good, y'all. So jump in this thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toya. Guys, you heard it here first. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those who watch live and for those who will watch on the replay, thank you. Purchase your book now at ForbesEntertainment.com. Still in the pre-ordering phase.
Yes.
Purchase a book today. So, guys, that is it for our interview with Miss Toya Forbes. Toya, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We will definitely see more of you here in the future. We look forward to working with you on your next book projects. But all the best to you, your books, and your projects. So thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.